Welcome to Badminton Unlimited, your weekly access to badminton action and beyond. This week we take a coffee break with Denmark's #1 men's singles player and world #3, Jørgensen. And we spend a day with New Zealand's top mixed doubles pair, the Leaden Davis siblings. Known for his speed and pace on court, Denmark's Jørgensen likes to take it slow off it. Badminton Unlimited flew to Denmark recently to catch up with the world #3 over coffee at one of his favorite hangouts in Copenhagen.
This is the perfect place for me. A lot of cafes and shops like this, and close to Brøndby, where we have a daily training. So yeah, and I have like 10-15 minutes on a bike to everything here in Copenhagen. So yeah, my friends live nearby as well. So yeah, it's perfect.
Finding the perfect place to live in Copenhagen was the easy part of the move to the nation's capital for the Aalborg native. Training with some of Denmark's top players was far from it.
I think when I moved to Copenhagen, I had some obstacles in finding the right path training-wise, because I thought that, well, now I'm practicing with Kenneth and Peter and Joachim Persson, so now I'll just lay back and then I'll be then everything will go by itself. But it certainly didn't. You had to work really hard and find your own way of doing things, and I found that rhythm and found my way of doing things, and I think that you can see that in my results and my game.
Growing up in Denmark, where badminton is widely played, Jørgensen was introduced to the game by his parents when he was only 4 years old. But badminton wasn't his only love. The athletic Dane had a passion for another sport not commonly played in Denmark.
I actually played cricket as well. My dad used to play, and my granddad and my cousin, he actually lives in New Zealand at the moment. He chased a dream to play professional cricket, but ended up being a personal trainer instead. Not many people know that, but I was called up for the national team under 13 actually, but picked a training camp, a badminton training camp instead, and then I never heard from the Danish Cricket Federation again.
That choice was a blessing in disguise, as Jørgensen went on to become an accomplished badminton player. The pacey right-hander won his first international title at the 2006 Czech International, before winning the Hungarian International a year later. In 2009, he won the Bitburger Open and the Swedish International. Then, in 2010, he delighted the home fans when he won his first ever Superseries title at the Denmark Open.
It's a special feeling winning a tournament. Yeah, I don't think that much can describe the feeling winning a whole tournament.
With that win, his star status grew and he became the poster boy for Danish badminton. But things started to go downhill for the Dane not long after. He was plagued with injuries, and the loss of his parents saw his form dip.
2011, there were many obstacles. My mom passed away just before the World Championships. A week after that, I pulled my hamstring totally, and I had heart problems as well. So there were many things, and yeah, it was quite a, what do you say, like very, very eventful, and but also I learned a lot about myself. I learned how I want to do things and how I want to do the rest of my career, and I think that qualifying for the Olympics in 2012 was a really good achievement for me. I learned a lot this year and that year, and yeah, I don't want to be without it.
These challenges have helped to define Jørgensen's character and have forged a renewed strength and determination that goes beyond his badminton talents.
Some of the things you're through as a person, it's not only me as a badminton player, it can be you and it can be the cameraman. So it can be, that's some of the things in life, and you are through these things, you'll face these things at some point. I faced it at age 25, others face it younger, older, so it's just, that's just life.
Despite his exceptional skills, the #1 Denmark men's singles shuttler is playing in an extraordinary competitive era in terms of the world men's singles category. Every week on the circuit is unpredictable, with a deep list of potential winners.
I think the men's single is on a quite high level, and there are a lot of players from almost to you have Chen Long and Yi Chung Wei on another level at the moment, and then you have like 20 players who can beat each other. So you have to be very well prepared from the first round.
In 2013, he claimed his second Super Series win. He swept aside Japan's Kenichi Tago to claim the French Open.
Winning Denmark Open and winning another, the second one in Paris last year, because a few players have won one Super Series, but winning two, that means you are one of the contenders, and I'm really proud of that.
Bolstered by his 2 Super Series wins, the Danish #1 is confident that his time will come when the name Janne Jørgensen, world #1, will be on everyone's lips.
Good shot. Very nice. He's only 19, but he's been around a long time. He won his first national tournament when he was just 5 years of age. Philip Chu.
First car was a Lexus. First holiday destination was Thailand. First title won 1999 Junior Nationals when I was 5. Tarzan, but I didn't finish it. If I have a bad day, I keep to myself. First expensive thing I bought was my headphones. First autograph, Tahiti 2010. First job, still a student, but I help out basically plan our tournaments. $20 to my dad. First badminton racket was titanium 500 Yonex racket. My first birthday gift was money.
That's very, very clever play.
Yep, good game.
Time to test your trivia knowledge. We want you to name the doubles pair that won their first Super Series title at the 2013 Hong Kong Open. The answer is Chris and Gabrielle Adcock. The English duo won the match in straight games, defeating the Chinese pair of Liu Cheng and Bao Yixin 21-14, 24-22. The Hong Kong Open title became not only the Adcocks' first Super Series title, but also England's first Super Series title in 4 years. Thrilling, exciting and nerve-wracking are just some of the words that can be used for this year's China Masters Grand Prix Gold in Jiangsu. The finals opened with the women's doubles as the Luo sisters Ying and Yu took on compatriots Huang Yachong and Yu Xiaohan. In a match that lasted well over an hour, it was the sisters that cruised to victory with strong defense and counterattacks. It ended 21-17, 21-19. The men's doubles followed with Kang Jun and Liu Cheng taking on the recent China International Challenge doubles champions Wang Yilu and Zhang Wen. It was last year's Dutch Open semi-finalists who clinched their first ever BWF title, breezing past Wang and Zhang 21-13, 21-16. In the women's singles, defending champion Liu Xin squared off against Sun Ya-ying, who was competing in her first ever Grand Prix tournament. Despite Shun's best efforts, the former world number 5, Liu, proved to be too strong for her as she defended her China Masters title in straight games 21-12, 21-18. The crowd erupted into a thunderous applause when China's reigning Olympic men's singles champion Lin Dan made his long-awaited return. Lin faced 2013 London Grand Prix gold champion Tian Ho Wei and wasted little time, taking the opener 21-14. He continued his dominance in the second game, registering a straightforward victory 21-14, 21-9 in 49 minutes. Wrapping up the day was the mixed doubles. 2014 Malaysia Grand Prix gold champions Lu Kai and Huang Yaqiong went up against the newly paired Wang Yilu and Xia Huan. Fresh from the men's doubles defeat earlier in the afternoon, Wang and partner Xia failed to settle in the game and couldn't find their rhythm, making it an easy win for Lu and Huang in straight sets 21-12, 21-14, claiming their second Grand Prix gold title of the year. A glorious end for both the Chinese and this year's China Masters Grand Prix Gold. Names like Kenichi Tago, Erika Hirose, and men's duo Hiroyuki Endo and Kenichi Hayakawa are just some of the players fans will be familiar with when Japan badminton is mentioned. The juniors have stars of their own, from men's single shuttler Kento Momota to women's singles specialist Akane Yamaguchi, who are on the verge of big things. Japan has sat at the top table of international badminton since the 1960s. But this has not been by chance. It is a product of careful talent spotting and methodical training. Their players are the product of years of shaping and nurturing from an early age.
For the junior players, they are selected from the primary, secondary and high school categories based on their results at the national tournaments. We also look at their overall physical abilities and take into account their coaches' recommendations.
These players come together under a centralized training system at the National Training Center located in the capital, Tokyo. The center houses the best of the nation's athletes from across all sports, but has facilities dedicated to badminton that offers the country's shuttlers the right environment to sharpen their skills.
As for the facility here, it is maintained by the Badminton Association. This place is like a holy ground for the national members as it is not open to public. It is recognized as a special center for both junior and senior players to have their training together here.
Although still very much a major player in the sport, the country's status on the global stage has slipped. Unhappy with the loss of status, the Badminton Association of Japan set about to change that. In 2004, they brought in one of Korea's greats to shake things up. Park Ju-bong is a legend in the sport, having won an Olympic gold and several world championships in the doubles category during the 80s and 90s. He was tasked with changing the competitive structure of the Japan national team.
When I first took over, the overall national team's performance was not very strong. I encouraged motivation and targeted achievements. Players could see the improvement. They have managed semi-finals and runners-up spots, but my wish was for many players to be winners. I don't believe this is an impossible task. To achieve this, I am pushing for self-confidence in the players.
In addition to the on-court training, we also work on the physical strength. But where previously we used to focus on the physical training, our two main focuses recently are control and precision.
In the 2012 London Olympics, Mizuki Fuji and Reika Kakiwa became the first Japanese players to win a medal in badminton when they took the silver in the women's doubles. For the last 4 years, Japan has begun to show improvement in the Thomas and Uber Cup. The nation has also seen a rise in individual accolades, with their shuttlers consistently in the top 20 world ranking. Although these are great indicators that the national team program is getting stronger, there are still many hurdles to overcome.
Some of the players have other commitments, be it schools or corporate team or club. It is important for the national side to get support from their schools and home teams. Of course, it would be ideal if the national players can train here all year round, but they had to juggle their commitments with the national squad and with their teams back home.
Although these country versus club problems will not be going away anytime soon, coaches believe that progress is being made.
Previously, it was a club system, but now it is a national team system. Each club supports the national team. For instance, if there's a training camp or international competition, the national side now plays a more leading role.
The other dilemma facing badminton in the country is financial, not in terms of resources available for training, but economic benefits for the players. Whilst youth players start the sport because of their passion and devotion, they soon have to weigh up the financial benefits of going pro.
Many of the parents worry that professional badminton players are not financially independent. At this moment, we have many potential junior players, but some couldn't choose badminton as their career. Hopefully, this will change.
Despite the obstacles, the players and coaches have a willingness to overcome them, and they see a bright future for the team and sport.
At the 2012 London Olympics, Japan won a medal for the first time in the country's history. Our goal is for Japan to continue to win medals at the 2016 Rio Olympics and the 2020 Tokyo Games as the host nation.
Whether Japan achieved the desired target remains to be seen. But one thing is for sure, their shuttlers do not give up easily and will do what they can to reach their goals. This episode's Player of the Week is none other than China's Lin Dan. The five-time world champion made his international comeback with a bang. Being away for 8 months did not slow down the two-time Olympic gold medalist. In the recently concluded China Masters Grand Prix gold final, Lin Dan swept past the younger Tian Houwei to claim the winner's podium. Will his return to the international arena disrupt the top order? One thing's for sure, shuttlers from all over the world have one more opponent to worry about. For this week's ranking, we focus on the men's singles. There have been some changes since the last few tournaments, but not at the very top. Lee Chong-wei remains firmly in the driving seat, whilst Chen-long continues to shine at number 2. Denmark's Janno Jørgensen and Japan's Kenichi Tago rise a place to 3rd and 4th respectively, resulting in Tomi Sugiarto's 2-place drop to 5th. Bunsak Ponsana faces a similar situation as he drops down 2 places to 8, with the Chinese boys Du Pengyu and Wang Tengming moving up 1 place to 6th and 7th. Rounding up the list is Vietnam's Nguyen Tin Minh. Don't forget, the BWF rankings are updated every Thursday, so log on to www.bwfbadminton.org for the latest information. This is Susanna and Oliver Leaden Davis, New Zealand's top-ranked mixed doubles partnership. Last week, the Kiwi siblings were in Singapore for the OUE Singapore Open. Badminton Unlimited took the opportunity to catch up with the brother and sister team as they spent some time shopping in the colourful Serangoon Road. Born in the Waikato region of New Zealand's North Island, Susanna and Oliver didn't start their badminton careers until they were in their teens.
We started quite a bit later than other people. Like I was sort of 14 before I started, I guess, actually training. We played once a week before then, but it was quite social. So from 14 years on, yeah, we started training it more than once a week and work your way up from the bottom, I guess. So it was quite satisfying to, I guess, get to where we have now, from starting at the bottom of the pack.
Playing in a country where badminton is not one of the elite sports has not been an easy task for the siblings. Susanna and Oliver have had to dig deep into their own pockets and juggle between studies, work and their quest to pursue their love for badminton.
One of the big challenges for us is that we also juggle study as well as we don't get any high performance funding, so we also work as well to fund the travel and the training. The biggest challenges for us really are trying to balance those and keep the focus on badminton as much as we can and get the performances when we need to. There's also a lot of the time there's a lot else going on as well, and we've just got to really manage those as well as we can and focus on the badminton when we need to.
In order to improve on their game and play more competitively, Oliver moved to Denmark 3 years ago, where he has been playing for Danish club Ikast in the National League.
It has been really, really beneficial actually, like to be able to play in a club system and just play week in, week out competitive matches. So to be able to get that level sustainably over a season, and then with a good training, good coaches, and you're just getting pushed day in, day out, and it's been really beneficial in terms of learning a lot more and being able to develop in terms of as a badminton player, as a person as well. It's really made a big difference.
With Oliver in Denmark, while Susanna still playing in New Zealand, the challenge has been finding the right time to train together.
For our real big key peak events, we try and get on a few weeks beforehand, and like before our Oceania chance, which was key for us this year, I headed on up to Europe where we played a tournament, had some time to train together just to get that court play back on together and sorting out our partnership.
We're not in a situation, I guess, like the big countries like China, Korea, England, for example, that we're lucky enough to be based in the same place. If we can make the best of that by preparing just before we play for a week or two, and getting some court time and making sure things are as they always have been, then that's the main thing for us.
Despite the long-distance relationship, the siblings continue to share a special bond that has helped them gain success on the court. Earlier this year, they grabbed a win for New Zealand at the 2014 Oceania Championships, where they defeated local favourites Matthew Chow and Jacqueline Guan of Australia in straight sets. With that win, Susanna and Oliver have set their eyes on achieving bigger goals.
And the key events for us this year have been our Oceania Championships, and we've also got the Commonwealth Games coming up in July, followed by the World Championships. We're just going through to qualifying for the Commonwealth Games at the moment, which is all really exciting, and hopefully the same for World Champs closely after. So,
obviously there's the Olympics in the back of your mind, like it always has been. For me, 2016 has been a target since I was probably 18, 19. It's a tough road, but it would be exciting to give that a chance. We've done sort of the groundwork now to get to where we are, and still a lot of work to go, but it's an exciting journey. Like if we can give that a shot, yeah, like I said, it's not going to be easy, of course, because it's the Olympics, but that's always been the goal, and to get there is, I guess, going to be the peak of your badminton career.
Undeterred by the many challenges faced by the Leaden Davis siblings, they remain focused on pursuing their dreams in the sport they love.
It's one of those once-in-a-lifetime things, really, isn't it? You take those opportunities when they come and really work with what you've got, and no looking back now, especially with where we've got to as well. Is one of the sacrifices that we have given up, is just no looking back.
Before we go, let's find out what's happening in the world of international badminton in our Badminton Unlimited calendar. Next week on Badminton Unlimited, we report from Malaysia, the location for this year's BWF World Junior Championships. And we're in Saarbrücken to find out how Germany is trying to develop elite players in their high-performance programs.